Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If you're new here, welcome to the Jack and Glenn channel, where we review Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, Love is Blind. Hey, I'm just here to give my commentary. I'm here with my myself today, right? Usually I'm here with my wife, but I'm doing Ready to Love by myself. Once again, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification before we jump into this finale, right, of Ready to Love, the finale of Ready to Love this season, right? If you have not heard, Ready to Love has been renewed for another season. So there will be another season of Ready to Love coming next year. Interested to see where they're going, but we'll keep you updated on where the next Ready to Love is going to be at. But OWN made the decision to keep Ready to Love around, right? From a lot of reports, they are the #1 show on OWN on Friday nights. That is a non-sports show among women and among demographics, African American. So doing big things. So, but let's hop into this episode of Ready to Love, right? What we see on this episode of Ready to Love, Tommy's hosting a barbecue for the remaining couples / people, because I can't say couples because Maya and LaRon is not a couple. They are people, but they're not a couple, right? So he's hosting this barbecue for the Ready to Love cast. The food looked good, man. I think that's the chef that was on previous seasons. The ribs and all the barbecue on there looks pretty decent, right? Make me want to go grab a plate a little bit, right? Make me want to grab a plate. But we see here, LaRon is talking to Chaz, or he's telling Chaz that he hadn't heard from Maya. Maya since, the little incident, right? Since the situation, since the situation at the club, since allegedly he called her out her name. But if you heard any of LaRon's interviews, you know that LaRon has said Mika was the one who told Maya what he said, but he never said anything to Maya in her face. Nonetheless, you said it, right? If Mika said it, you said it. If Mika told Maya and you said it, you even admit that you kind of said it a little bit, but that's a whole different conversation, different video, different story, right? Chaz is trying to give LaRon some advice about how to handle the Maya situation. Chaz is always the white knight, right? Chaz is always the guy trying to give some relationship advice. He's always trying to take LaRon underneath his wing and give him the advice. If you remember the whole Coach Shea situation, Chaz was the one saying, "Look, bro, come on, let me talk to you for a minute, right? Let me give you some advice about this girl situation." Would you take advice from Chaz? Because he got his own issues going on, and that's what Patrice and Vanessa said too when Maya and Chaz walked away. And Chaz kept looking. Sometimes you want to see what's going on, see the drama that's going on. He kept looking. He's like, bro, you got your own situation going on. You got your own drama here. And so, again, they walk away. They started to have a conversation. And Maya was like, yo, I don't appreciate what you was doing. Matter of fact, I think you're just putting off for the cameras. Like, you don't really like me. You like the thought of being with me. You like the thought of being on the camera. You like the thought of the reality show. Like, you like this. He's like, nah. I ain't doing that. I ain't putting off for the camera. Is it? He said he's a star of the show. I'm not here just for the camera, he said. I thought we gotten past that. This is what my part. You may have gotten past it. She said it even on the last episode, her vignettes or her confessionals. She hasn't gotten past it. She might have even forgave you. But you can't tell somebody when to get past it. Just because you get past it real quick, or you get over it real quick, doesn't mean the other person has gotten over it real quick or have gotten past it real quick. That's the way we come into the delusional aspect of our lives sometimes. Think, hey, I'm over it. Why ain't you over it? It takes other people along the process. And she realized that she doesn't want that in her life, right? Maya tells him, look, I don't feel safe enough to express myself around you. I don't feel, you didn't make this a safe space. It's not a safe space. I don't feel safe, right? It is not safe. They get up and walk off. You see production follow them. The cameras are following them. She was done. Now, granted, I'm sure they coached him to come back, to calm themselves down, to bring themselves over. LaRon seems like he does really like Maya, but it seems like he ain't never been in a relationship like this before or been with a girl like this before, and he doesn't know boundaries, right? And that's the biggest thing with me. I think it's the boundary issue. Because, again, when you have boundaries, the way you talk, because you're from New Jersey, right? He always said, I'm from New Jersey. Guess what? Everybody don't talk that way to their women. Every woman don't receive that way because you're from Jersey. Sometimes you got to learn how to talk to women soft. Some women are soft, right? Some women want you to talk to them with a softness, but you can still be firm but soft. You ain't got to cuss him out. You ain't got to call him B-I-T-C-H. You ain't got to do none of that to get your point across. It doesn't show a little bit of insecurities that you're mad because she's talking to a guy. She was like in a confessional, like, I go out. I'm a sociable person. So because I'm dealing with you and y'all not even in a relationship, do I need to cut people off totally? Can a guy not say hi? Can not an old friend come up and speak to me? Can somebody not speak to me? Again, it is a club. People are going to talk to other people in the club. She says she's sociable. He's like, oh, she's sociable. Yeah, she's a sociable person. She talks to people. If she ain't giving the dude her number, if she ain't kissing up on him, she ain't letting him grab her inappropriately. What you jealous for, bruh? Be secure in who you are. Be secure that, you know what? She may be speaking to this dude. She might be telling this dude. They may know each other, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the night, she's going home with me. Done deal. So LeBron, that's the question I always thought. So LeBron, when you was in the club, who were you talking to? Other dudes? Other guys? You didn't speak to no girl in the club that night. You ain't say hi to anybody. Just questions that came across my mind. I'm just saying. No one else thought that about me. Like, if she's talking to a guy in the club, was he not talking to a girl or talking to somebody else in the club? I digress. Let's move on. Tommy shows up and he asked them, hey, how the process was going. And Maya was the first one to speak up. Maya said, look, I'm done with the process, Tommy. Tommy calls her up front. He said, look, come up front and talk to her. Then he calls LeBron to come up front. And he said, look, is there a potential connection here, right? And tell me what's going on. I'm ready. She's like, I'm ready. You ready? I'm not ready. I don't want to feel this process anymore. He talked to me aggressively. He's rude. It's not going to work out. LeBron said, I've been trying to tell her I'm sorry. Sometimes sorry just doesn't cut it. Sometimes sorry is good to hear, but sorry, you ever said, sometimes you only get one strike, right? All right? One strike. You get one chance to make a good impression. You get one strike. And this was her one strike. Like, one strike, you're out. Right? It is one of those things where he crossed a boundary that she's not willing to go over anymore. Tommy wants to know, is there a resolution to this? Tommy asked Maya again, are you still ready to throw in the towel? She's like, I just don't know. I just don't know. Boom. They go to commercial, blah, blah, blah. They come back. Ultimately, Maya said, look, I'm ready to throw in the towel. Like, he crossed a boundary that I don't want to come from. I don't do drama. I don't do people talking to me aggressively. I don't talk to people being rude. I don't do raised voices. I don't do that. She mentioned in a confessional that she had been in a domestic violence situation before, and she does a verbal situation, domestic violence situation, and she doesn't do that. So at the end of the day, she walks off, and LeBron, you can still hear him. They got the mics on LeBron, like, come on. She's like, no, I'm done. She basically tells him that she's done. I'm done with the process. I'm done with you. I'm not dealing with it. Boom. Was Maya there for love? Was Maya there for LeBron? Was she really for LeBron? LeBron, should Maya have chosen William instead of LeBron? Those are a lot of questions that we got to ask. I ask ourselves. Didn't Tommy tell the men, look, you're in charge this week, no elimination, but I need you to introduce the women to your families, right? To your families. Those are going to make a decision. We know the women introduce their families, introduce the men to their families. Now it's time for the men to introduce the women to their family. We see Chaz is up first. Chaz's brother Tracy. He meets Patrice. Chaz is telling Patrice that his brother is a higher up in the military. First he said police. Did he say higher up in the military? So I'm thinking he might be a military police officer who does different specialized things. Patrice tells Chaz's brother that she's from Atlanta and her profession is a massage therapist, and on weekends she drives celebrities around. So Tracy's asking her about the crazy stories that she and things that she's seen. She's like, I'm not telling you that, which I appreciate her. You signed this NDA, you travel people around, people do a lot of weird things in your vehicles. Hey, guess what? Take your NDA to the grave, Patrice. Sorry. Take your NDA to the grave. I am not mad at her. Like, what does that have to do with her and Chad's relationship, right? Are you just trying to see what kind of person he is? Are you trying to see that she's a secretive type person? I want to know, right? Tracy seemed a little off to me, right? That whole family dynamic seemed a little bit off to me with Chaz and his brother. I mean, he's mentioned that they wasn't close, right? So how did he choose which brother to come in and pick? He said it wasn't close. So we'll see. Time will tell, right? So we see Tommy and we see Chaz, his brother still investigating or probing Patrice. All right, for questions and answers. And she's like, I'm not doing that, right? He compliments her nails, which that was weird and awkward. Like, oh, I like your nails. Like, bro, what you doing? Like, what are we doing here, right? Like, I don't know. The conversation was weird. We see Justin introduces Mika to his brother Jay. I believe his name was Jay. Yeah. As soon as Mika walked in, Jay was like, "Dang, like she banging." Justin told her like she got some Birminghams. She like, I mean, like 2 Birminghams. Like he like, yo, she banging. And Jay did a good job asking questions. He asked about children. Would she be willing to have children one day with Justin? And she like she might be open to it. She's been saying that all along. She didn't want kids, but if she found the right person, she might be open to it. She stayed consistent to what she was saying. He also asked her, she asked, why did Justin's last relationship end? People like, because Justin wanted some space, right? He needed that space. He needed some. Now, when you're in a relationship, there's some space value there. Maybe 2 or 3 days. Justin seemed like he needs a lot of space. I don't know how that's going to work out because again, you want to be around each other. You want to get to know each other. I know this process of Ready to Love probably accelerated that, but at the same time, he needs some space, Mika. And I'm sure Mika needs some space too with her kids. She may not want to be introducing Justin to her kids right away to see how this relationship works, see how the relationship flourishes. So it may work out, right? I like them, and I hope it makes work out. I like Mika and Justin. I think they are genuine, right? Out of all the couples, I think they're the most genuine that's on this show right now. All right, let's see what else. We see Alonzo. Alonzo meets up with his cousin Jahan, and Patrice is meeting with she meets with Alonzo's cousin Jahan, and Jahan started asking Alonzo like, what is she like? She's like me. She's like me. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing if she's like her, right? Patrice Alonso's telling her that he's ready for a wife. He's lived in an apartment, right? He lived in an apartment. He didn't hang no pictures up in his apartment. He didn't make apartment home. How long you been in his apartment, sir? Right? Because even in an apartment, I'm gonna hang up some stuff. It reminds me of Kirsten from Married at First Sight from Tennessee when we went to her apartment and there was nothing in there. Like, why don't you put stuff on the walls? Do they not allow you to put holes in the wall? You ain't got a picture of your family. Like, if you live in this apartment, make it home. Did you just move in? Did you just make it home, right? Make it comfortable. Have a couch, have a futon, have something, make it comfortable. You never know when you're gonna get the wife. Or you can just meet her today and y'all getting married tomorrow. Nah, man, she may come over to visit and you got bare walls. You may come over to visit and then just white as I don't know what could be in there. Make it home. And my other thing was like, yo, she was in her confessional. She was like, hey, I ain't been in an apartment 15 years. Girl, I know you ain't moving you and your kids to no apartment with this dude. If y'all get to that part, right? He needs to come with you, right? And then y'all need to work on some things and buy a house together. That's if after marriage, right? Don't just move him in because y'all dating. Let him stay in his empty apartment and you stay in your house with your kids. And if ever gets to marriage, then he move in with you, get rid of his apartment, and y'all can get a house together. That's the plan. It looked like he tried to move in like today or tomorrow. It doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't work that way. All right. But nonetheless, it's about those things. Patrice was like, hey, Chaz is in her confessional. She met with Chaz's brother Tracy as well. And she was in her confessional. She was like, you know what? Chaz has everything I want. I'm looking for. He got the house. He got the nice job. Girl, are you here for the Chaz's house job? You may got your own massage therapist. You drive on the weekends, entrepreneur, get it. But are you looking for the house? You got one? What are you looking for in Chaz? I begin to think this whole Chaz situation is made up. It's fake. She came in late to stay to the end, right? Didn't want to get sent home. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think. Was Patrice real about Chaz? Is real about Chaz? We'll get to that whole decision thing a little bit later. All right. Then we see Vanessa. Vanessa meets Tracy, Chaz's brother. Before Vanessa even gets there, Chaz is talking negatively about Vanessa, talking about all the things she did, what she's not, how she's not compatible. Like, bruh, you're leading on or letting your brother, you painting a picture for your brother for the woman even walks into the room. Before she gets in, the picture's already painted, right? You're already on the canvas. Let him see, right? He gets in, he talks to Vanessa gets in. Chaz, he brings up about Chaz leaving the house, right? And Chaz started talking about her leaving the house, and brings up leaving the lake house. And she said, and he said he would have appreciated if Vanessa had asked him where he was going to check him on him. I'm like, bruh, didn't nobody know you was leaving? right? Everybody was surprised when Patrice came back and said, "Yo, Chad's gone." They're like, "What? Huh? He was supposed to get back up with her later on in the day because they was having when they had a conversation. He stormed off, right? He stormed off, left out, boom, took it, and still was to revisit the conversation. He didn't revisit. Only reason Patrice knows that she was upstairs crying because I think she was asleep. She was upstairs crying over the Williams situation. And so as she was coming downstairs, she heard you in there sobbing like a little baby. My words, sorry, sobbing, crying, boo-hooing, right? So she goes, checks on you, and y'all have a little prayer meeting. I guess you got much comfort in the word of God hit you. All right, you got a little prayer meeting, and you went on home. So how was she supposed to check on you if she didn't know you was gone? Or she didn't know you was upset? You supposed to come check her, but that's I'll leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But again, he talks about Vanessa. Vanessa, like, look, you wasn't the only one hurting. I was hurting too. You ain't come check on me. You ain't call me. You ain't say, hey, what's going on here? Like, I hurt too, right? So we're both hurting, but you ain't trying to reciprocate, all right? Chad's brother didn't go ask her, like, do you have any other connections? She was like, yeah, I have other connections. I like another connection, but I don't have 10. Like, Chad had, like, multiple connections. He, like, connected with everybody in the show. She's like, I don't have 10, so don't come at me. I had 2. Chad's got multiple. And he a little bit downsizing this weekend. He upgrading. Then we get to this part. We'll get to the whole, now we get to the who do we choose, right? Who's selecting who, right? In the confessional, we see Vanessa talking about how after she met Chaz's brother, he started texting her, he started calling her. He said, hey, beautiful, is everything all right? Let's reset. We're good. Let's sit down and let's reset. Let's have a conversation, right? They both come to the pier. Vanessa looking beautiful in her dress, and Chaz got some suspenders on with a blue suit, got some sunflowers in his hand, and they sitting down. Now I'm thinking, okay, this might be it, but I'm saying in my head, don't do it. He talking about doing a reset. Like, reset. I thought we was good in the first place, so why should we reset, right? Vanessa starts talking. She said, look, like I like a great, like you're a great guy, but you have to be consistent. I need somebody who's consistent. I need somebody who's gonna be there for me. I agree. You're more, to me, it seems like you're about you. I need to be happy, and you don't have the grace for a man like I need to be happy. Chaz goes on to tell her, look, you don't have a grace for men. You don't have a grace for a man like me. She said, well, I deserve someone that's not going to make me feel like, she said, I need to make sure, and while I'm in this relationship, I don't want somebody to make me feel like I'm tumultuous, right, in this relationship. So she said, told Chaz, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing myself. I'm not choosing you. I need peace. I need somebody to make me happy. I don't need to worry about to have to give grace for a man. I don't need to do work, none of that stuff. I'm choosing myself, right? I'm choosing me. And Chad said, hold on. Okay, good. I'm choosing me too. That's what I was coming to tell you, that I want to choose me. I was going to do the same. Okay. I can choose me. I can love. I'm doing me. Then it took a little, the energy was off here, right? Chad goes and says, look, I think about the moments where your energy shifted and you display jealousy is a toxic love that I can have in my life. I can't have toxic love in my life. And I have an issue with you and my dog. You don't like my dog, and my dog ain't going nowhere. You're like, my dog ain't leaving me. So you got an issue with my dog ain't, blame it on the dog. Right, blame the whole relationship, the whole situation, blame it on the dog. He blamed it on the dog, not the alcohol. He blamed it on the dog. But he does something that's weird to me, and I don't want to use the word sassy, but they've been saying the word sassy. Who brings a dead flower? He brought this woman some sunflowers, then he brought a dead rose, right? Dramatic, TV. You did it for, you can say what you want to say, and I like you. You can say what you want to say, but you did this for the cameras. You was dramatic for the cameras. You did this for TV. You brought a dead rose, a petrified rose, and he brought this petrified rose to her, and he was like, look, I brought this sunflower because I know these are your favorite, but I also brought a petrified flower to illustrate the love and care I had for you, and it died. Who does that? In the midst of these sunflowers, you decided to get you a petrified rose. First of all, where did you buy a petrified rose at? All right, so this flower sitting around somewhere, you just got to give me a dead rose, and you're going to stick it as, bruh, get real. Be real. Be real. I don't, nobody does that, right? Again, Chaz did that for TV. He put the dead rose. Vanessa's good. She wasn't argumentative. She wasn't combative. She just got up and said, you know what? Fine, let's go. Let's move on. Done deal. Didn't work out with Chaz and Vanessa. Good. All right. She was going to be heartbroken anyway. She didn't like the dogs. He wasn't getting rid of his dog. Done deal. All right. We see Justin and Mika sitting on the bridge, meeting each other on the bridge. You know, he brings some flowers. He tells her, look, I kind of like you. I'm in love you. I'm not saying the spot when it comes to love, but you know, this man was going to choose you. He was getting ready to choose her anyway, right? He dropped Rashina for her. They had great time at the weekend. She took care of him. Justin basically tells her, look, I want to be with you. I like you. I think we can work this thing out. Mika says, you know what? You gonna put me on the spot now? She comes back. They come back on commercial break. She pulls out a little note out of her chest. She reads a nice note to Justin, and a good heartwarming note. You know what I'm saying? When she tells Justin, you know, I care about you. I think we're grown. You make me feel safe. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. We're gonna be together. Let's work this thing out. Then let's move on. Let's try to work this thing out. Let's be together. And they kiss and they embrace, which is a great moment, right? Justin and Mika, to me, as I mentioned earlier, one of the realest couples that's been on the show. One of the realest couples throughout the season. Some people say it might be fake. I don't think the relationship is fake. I think he really likes her. I think he does want the space. I think she's kind of like him. Justin is a guy that I think she's not used to the Justin type of people. She don't date people like Justin, right? I think she doesn't date a guy who is kind of sincere, kind of let his head down. He might be a reform player. I don't know. He kind of sticks to himself. He said he's an introvert. So she may not be used to dating somebody like Justin, but Justin was open with her, right? He was honest, and they built a relationship. She felt comfortable. She felt safe. She laughed. They almost died together on the jet ski. But again, those moments bring you together. And so Mika and Justin both say yes, kiss and embrace. Boom. Done deal. Like that. Like that for them. We'll see if they're still together after the reunion and how things are shaping up, right? Then we get Patrice, right? She is got to meet up with Alonzo. She has to meet up with Chaz, right? We all know. And in my heart of heart, I'm saying, please don't choose Chaz. She's the one making the decision, right? She's making the decision. Alonzo's there. Chaz is there. They do the split screen situation where they show Alonzo, they show Chaz. And she meets up with Chaz. She's wearing a blue dress with Alonzo, a black dress with Chaz. And she basically tells Chaz, look, you're nice. I like you. You got everything that I'm looking for. You check all the boxes. But guess what? I don't feel that butterfly. I don't feel that spark. Girl, you know you ain't feel that spark in the first place. You just threw your name in a hat. Say, well, everybody else is dating Chaz. Let me date Chaz too. I'm not saying you're performing for the cameras. I'm not saying you're doing it for the gram. All I'm saying is that you played the game to get to the end. And you played the game to get to the end, and you got to the end. Chaz chose her. Chaz like, I want to choose you. She like, nah, dog. She played the player. She played the player. Chaz thought, you know what, Patrice can come in the last minute and we can get this. Nah, she like, I played you. She played the player, y'all. I just want to let you know she played the player. Chaz got played. He had roses. Now, it seemed like him and Alonzo, there must have been a 2-for-1 special because they shopped at the same place for the same rose. Or production handed roses out these days, right? Them rose bundles look like they were exactly the same. All right, so we get to Alonzo. She tells Alonzo chooses, of course, Alonzo chooses Patrice. Hey, he has nobody else to work with, right? He has nobody else to deal with. He chooses her. And she's like, well, you're going to make me laugh. I enjoy the company. I enjoy the time that we spend together. I enjoy being with you. And at the end of the day, she chooses Alonzo. Her and Alonzo are kissed. They embrace. I don't know if this one will work out because what they show in the reunion is like, yo, you played me. Like, you dating other women. You sleep with other women. Why are you with me? Should have went with I don't know. You should have just chose yourself because you went with Chaz. Might have been the same situation. You chose a young boy who, you can't be a cougar to everybody. You can't be his mama and girlfriend. It is what it is. Sometimes fun is fun. Got to grow up. He has to grow up. The reunion next week is going to be off the chain, right? The reunion is going to be like one of those things like, wow, are they talking about that? I'm ready for the reunion. You guys, are you ready for your reunion? Let me know what you thought. Your thoughts about the finale. leave a comment in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. If you watch 24 minutes of this video or 25, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews, none of our reviews. And if you really like the channel, you really want to stay connected with us, join the membership, right? Hit the membership so you can, we have special perks that we're going to have, members only chats, things of that nature. Check us out. Again, Ready to Love, Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, all the relationship shows. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. We'll talk to you later. Peace.